Hello and welcome back to the Lumin Weekly Q&A. Here we are on the couch again with the terrible camera, bad lighting and everything else that comes with it. And Nero Puppy, he's here too. I can actually show you, hold on. Wait. That's him. Wait, let's uncover this. It's actually a little bit rude, but here you go. Oh, who's the nicest puppy ever? That's actually his ear. And that's his snoot down there. That's his snoot. He's very nice. And he's having a nap and I'm disturbing him. So it's very rude. But that's actually what I'm supposed to do. As his daddy, I have to do things like that all the time. So, got the questions, got them all right here, but before I start with them, I need to center this. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Such production value. Out of this world crazy. But before I start, I wanted to tell everyone that's interested in Guild Wars that we decided to stick with Luminati as the guild name. That's it. It's final. We're going with that for launch. And I can tell you right now, because I know a lot of people are going to ask, because I've had this question. This is the one question I've had the most over the past month. What server are you rolling on when Guild Wars launches? We don't know yet. We really don't know. We don't know what the servers are going to be for launch. And I'm assuming Guild Wars 2 will have a good amount of them. You know, we've seen quite a few in this past beta weekends and stress tests and stuff. I would assume pretty much the same amount that we have access to now in the stress tests, but we don't know which ones will be there. I mean, they removed Long Eyes Ledge, and then they added a couple of others that we hadn't seen before, so the list is definitely not final. They could still modify it before launch, and we just don't know yet. So we're gonna wait. I'm assuming ArenaNet will release a list before launch, at least a week or two before launch. So once we know what the list is, I'll release a video telling you everything you need to know, and then you can just rejoice and wait for launch. That's it. Then, one more thing. We have guild forums up now. I know we're not actually officially a guild yet because the game hasn't launched yet, but I don't see it that way. I suppose a lot of people have actually made guilds in anticipation for Guild Wars, and we're one of those people. We've got the forums up. We have actually a whole bunch of us, for those that don't know, have been getting together during the beta weekends and stress tests and everything else, and a good bunch of those people, not all of them, have started posting on the forums, because it was recently set up. Helene did most of the work on the forums. Well, she did pretty much all the work on the forums. I didn't do anything. I wrote a paragraph or two. A couple of lines I wrote. That was it. That was my contribution to the forums. A couple of lines of text. And I'm proud of them. Very proud of them. But the forums are up. They are at talesoflumin.com/forum. Or is it forums? Forum or forums? I don't know. She's not listening. It doesn't matter. I'll put the link below. I think it's just forums. Or forum. I don't know. It's one of the two. And you can go over there, create an account, and this is only actually worth doing if you're going to join us on launch. I know a lot of you guys aren't because you've got prior things set up, like friends you're going to play with or other guilds from, say, WoW or whatever. But for those that are going to join us, it's linked below. Check it out. Don't go too crazy, but get used to it if you're going to be using it a lot. You can post a little bit. You can look at what's posted there already. We're going to be ramping up the usage of the forums as we approach Guild Wars launch. So that's it. Check it out. They are looking absolutely amazing. I must say, I'm in love with them. And I think everyone else has been happy so far. But let's get to the questions. Oh, and the Helene questions, the one that she answered, they are going to be at the end of the video. So you're going to have to watch all the way till the end for those. And I'm actually going to have to answer some of these pretty quickly, seeing that my camera can only record 60 minutes at the moment. Who'd have thunk it? I didn't know there was a 60-minute limit on this camera, but it's there, because I can see it counting down. It's so stressful. It's fine, I'll get through the questions. Hey Lumin, me and a close friend of mine are taking a break from WoW, and we've been looking at Guild Wars 2 as the game to play when we return to PC gaming. We've been playing WoW since vanilla, and we noticed it's becoming a bit harder to play. And with setting up of things for college, I haven't had much time to look into Guild Wars 2. I've seen a few of your videos and I think it looks like my type of game. But, is there anything bad about the game? I should actually do it with both hands. Bad about the game. Or actually it's those single ones, so it's like, bad about the game. There you go. Good question. Amazing question. I'm actually happy someone asked Something like that. This is from Brandon Lee. And I would say yes. There are some things that you could say would be bad about the game, but this only applies to certain people. And now you coming from a World of Warcraft background, this might be a bad thing for you. It might be. And what I would see as bad, not personally, but what I would see as something that could be construed as bad, would be that there isn't really an end game like World of Warcraft has. So there isn't really a traditional end game. That's the only thing I would say is bad, other than the launch date is too far away. That sucks about Guild Wars, that it's launching on the 25th or the 28th of August instead of on the 15th. That kinda sucks. Other than that. Oh, and right now the performance sucks, but I know that's not a problem with the game, because I can see that at some points in the game it runs perfectly, at some points it doesn't, and that's not because there's too much happening on the screen, that's because it's not optimized. So that's not really bad about the game. What's bad about the game is that for some people there won't be a proper end game. Now, that means that there aren't 20 different raids that you can go and do with your guild 3 times a week to try and make progress. No. There won't be the same kind of end game grind as there is in World of Warcraft. And that's a fact. Okay, it doesn't matter if someone spins it differently, it's not going to be the same. There'll probably be a grind, but it's going to be something totally different. It's going to be for things like vanity items, it's going to be for things like achievements, it's going to be things like being really good, the best at PvP. Who knows? There are a lot of things that you can do in Guild Wars, and I don't think that it's anywhere near the same as WoW. But for a lot of people that'll be good, but for a lot of people I would say it just won't appeal to them. Then again, what makes it great is that you're not paying monthly, so you can play it alongside World of Warcraft. Easy, simple fix. But what I would say, if I'd give you a short answer, the lack of a traditional endgame. As I said, there'll be stuff to do if you play in the game to have fun. You'll be quiet. If you play in the game to have fun, you'll have a lot to do. If you play in the game to do fun things with friends, then you'll have a lot to do. But if you play in the game like you would World of Warcraft, you might not enjoy it that much. Take it. That's my answer. Now, next question. I hope the music isn't too loud. That's Final Fantasy VIII, one of my all-time favorite soundtracks, along with countless others. Hey Lumin, are you still playing D3? There are actually a couple of D3 questions. They're right after each other here. And I'll just answer this one, and if I cover the next one in this one's answer, cool. Fine. So, this one is from MMA Tomaz, and hey Lumin, are you still playing D3? I stopped about a month ago. I played through Hell, and then I just lost the desire. Diablo 1 and 2 dominated my childhood, and I continued playing them well into adulthood. Blizzard tried so hard to make D3 a worthy sequel. I'm bad at reading. And for some people, maybe it is, but for me, no. I won't say it sucks, but in the opinion of this old school fan, it's not worthy. I would apologize to Blizzard for my worthless opinion, but I know they don't give a swear word at this point. So, I haven't played Diablo for a little while, and the reason's actually not because I don't enjoy the game. I look at it differently. First point I want to make. I played through the story once. Okay, I played through it more than once, but I played through the story once, and I thought to myself, well, I definitely got my money's worth out of it. Just because. Firstly, I got the amazing stuff in the collector's edition box that like sort of adds in, but I feel that the story was pretty cool, and some of what they did in there wasn't that fun. Like, I think they could have done some things differently, but I'm not here to discuss if the game's good or bad. I'm just going to say that I feel I got my money's worth out from just playing the game through once, experiencing the story, seeing those amazing cinematics that they created. All of that. That got my money's worth for me. But I do kind of agree that the game... I feel the game still needed more work before it launched. And I don't mean more work as in polish or whatever. Yes, there were some issues. But I feel as if they shouldn't have launched it without PvP. Firstly. Secondly, they should have maybe perhaps given people the option to be more competitive. So have lattices and stuff like that, because that's part of the replayability that is Diablo 2. But again, I'm not going to discuss that kind of stuff here. I'm just giving you quick cliff notes, basically. I'm actually just trying to struggle to see what the question is here. I think it's pretty much just, are you still playing Diablo? But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just read the next question. Let's see. Are there any plans to continue the Diablo 3 Let's Play at this point, or have you been completely wrecked by 1.0.3? This is from Zidana123. Now, again, I just haven't actually played for other reasons. Things like, firstly, Helene's PC broke down a while ago. I know a lot of you know about that. It's back and working now, but a while ago it stopped working and we stopped playing. And then after that I just didn't jump back into it. But the reason for that is because I wanted to actually clear out a bunch of my other series, my other Let's Play series or commentary series or whatever you want to call it that I'm doing. So I focused on those. I'm focusing on Grimrock, Mass Effect and Skyrim now. I'm trying to get episodes of them up as often as I can. A lot of you know that I did Amnesia recently. I got back into Minecraft. Basically, I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff along with turning the Pulse episodes into Newsman. I just didn't really have the time to do it, and I felt as if Diablo was the one game that would be okay if I didn't play it for a while and then jump back into it after the amount of time had passed. And I think it'll be perfect if I jump back into it when a new patch comes. Yes, I might start playing before the patch comes to just get the hang of it again, but the Let's Play or the series of Diablo is definitely going to continue again soon. There you go. And I personally do still enjoy the game immensely. I think it'll be nice to jump back into it because I haven't played it for a while. So yeah, keen. Super keen. Next. Is that too loud? No, it's not too loud. You'll be okay. I'm loving your Skyrim series. It is long, but no longer than plenty of other Let's Plays thus far of it on YouTube. Sticking to the main quest is great. You're pretty far along too. Perhaps you can do a bit more off-screen or off-camera to speed it up. This is from Fated Place. That would be considered blasphemy to many people that watch the Skyrim series, because a lot of people have been saying, well, you're hurrying along the main quest too fast. Slow down, buddy. Explore the vast world of Skyrim. Have a bit more fun. Don't try to rush the main quest. But I do have a pretty quick answer for you on that. I would like to finish Skyrim at around the 1-year anniversary. I said this before to a couple of people, but I'd like to finish it when it gets to about a year after I started it. And that's a long time for a Let's Play series. The reason for that, as I mentioned last week, and I think there's another question here that states that, I feel as if it would be better if I can start a new adventure in a different game. Who knows? I don't know what kind of game it would be. I don't know if it would be the same type of game as Skyrim, but it would be more fun for me and everyone else watching if we could start a new adventure. That doesn't mean that we're going to forget about the Skyrim adventure. That means we want to finish the Skyrim adventure before then. And that also doesn't mean I'm going to rush, because there's still at least 2 or 3 months or so that I have to finish it. And I think I can do it. The main quest is apparently not that long, but it'll still be super interesting. I want to experience everything Skyrim has to offer. And I feel as if by running around for 60 or 70 episodes doing anything my heart desired, I definitely got the Skyrim experience in. So I know a lot of people are going to be sad, but I feel that's the best idea and that's the best thing to do from this point going forward. So that's my opinion on that. Then, next. Lumin, what are you going to do after you beat Mass Effect? This is from Lord Grimraptor. He used to be 1998 422. So, good question. Nothing. I'm not going to start anything up immediately after that. I'm going to wait a bit and see what happens. If that's what you mean. Unless you mean like, am I going to go cry in a corner because the ending was terrible? Maybe. Perhaps I will go sit in the shower and have the water just like spray down on me while I contemplate what happened during my Mass Effect 3 playthrough. I don't know how good or bad the ending is yet. I've actually been able to avoid any and all spoilers. So I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm going to do. Next question. Okay, so Lol Tardis told me, this is now not a question, these are 2 people, Lol Tardis and Beluga 7 Whale, firstly told me to check out Brandon Sanderson. He's apparently an amazing fantasy writer, and Beluga 7 Whale told me to check out The Belgariad, or The Belgariad, something like that, by David Eddings, also apparently an amazing fantasy series. Haven't read either of those, haven't heard of either of those, but I'll check them out. I'll Google them or something. Hey Lumin, this is off topic, but I was wondering, do you play Battlefield 3? Now this was actually a comment in one of my latest videos and I thought I'd just put it in here. Do you play Battlefield 3? If not, why? What's your take on first-person shooters like Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3? This is from Mr. Slug 1992. This is my bottle of water back here. It's from the fridge and it is Bon Aqua, still mineral water. Nero doesn't like me drinking this here, but he'll be okay. So, he's sleeping, it's fine. My opinion on Battlefield 3, wait, I don't play it, I don't own the game. I played the beta and I loved it. I didn't buy the game because it was too expensive. Honestly, I didn't want to spend 500 Rand, because that's what it cost here, on Battlefield 3 that I would probably have enjoyed, but I heard that the single player was terrible and you know, I just wasn't sure I was going to play it a lot. Honestly, in retrospect, I think I would have gotten a lot of enjoyment out of it, but it's not a big deal. I basically didn't buy it because I didn't want to spend the money on it. As for my opinion on games like that, I love first-person shooters. Huge fan. I'm actually quite good at them. That's one thing you may not know about me. But not in the traditional sense. I make it look like I suck, but I'm actually super amazing. MLG Pro level. Anyway, I like them. I think those are two slightly different games there. Battlefield, slightly more realistic, slower paced perhaps. Modern Warfare maybe more arcadey, but I think I'd appreciate and enjoy both of them. I don't own either of them though. Next, Edgar Polanis. Will we be seeing more DayZ gameplays? When is Disco Lumin coming back? DayZ is another episode that I'm definitely going to be continuing, and when the standalone game comes out, I'll be playing that as well. The reason I once again stopped that is exactly the same as the Diablo reason, but I don't feel bad not putting any more DayZ out right now, because I made those episodes in a way that it was more of a work of art than just a let's play episode. With all the editing and stuff that I put in there, I felt that even just watching those three would give you a good experience and a lot of enjoyment. You wouldn't need to continue. There's no overarching story or something going on. And the reason I stopped it was just because time. That's it. And I didn't stop it. The reason I just put it on hold. When I do get time to play again, I'm going to jump into it. And as you may know, I have a lot of pride in my work when it comes to stuff like that. And I want to make a good episode. So I'd rather wait and do it properly than just like bang out 20 episodes of nonsense. There you go. What's the biggest maze you've ever encountered in your days as a gamer? WowNo666. Terrible question. Really good, but really terrible because I can't remember that kind of thing. Maybe I should say Pac-Man, but no, that's probably not the biggest maze. I do remember there being quite a big one in Alice Madness Returns, but I'd say the biggest one is the Dungeon of Grimrock, or the dungeon in Mount Grimrock in Legend of Grimrock, because that whole place could be considered a maze, and it's super confusing. Oh my goodness. Or, there's actually a little part in Amnesia. A lot of you may not know this, but I played quite far ahead in Amnesia. I pre-recorded a bunch of it. Amazing, amazing game. I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, it was super, super fun. I didn't finish it yet, but I have played a very long, or good distance into it. There was this one part in there that was just really confusing. Really confusing. You'll see it soon enough. Anyway, I would say Grimrock. The whole thing's a maze. Next. Next, also from WowNo66. I know you will love to answer this question. Yes, I will. Because I read ahead and I saw what it says. We all know you like Indiana Jones, so the question will be, will there be another movie, and will there be Harrison Ford as Indy? There'll be another Indiana Jones. To be sure. Harrison Ford as Indy? No. What I think is they'll probably reboot the series, which would be terrible. Either that, or it'll just focus on Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. That guy. That guy. Not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but it's besides the point. I don't think we'll see him, Harrison Ford, as Indy again. He might come back as some sort of mentor in the movies. Maybe he will be Indy, yes. Oh no, actually, if he's in the movie, he will be Indy. He'll be Indiana Jones. But the movie won't be based on him, won't be focusing on him, it'll be focusing on someone else. I haven't gone to check Harrison Ford's wiki page out recently, so I don't know if there's something coming. My best bet would be on reboot though. Just because people like Indiana Jones. It'll probably make money, so Hollywood will think to themselves, let's do it. There you go. And I'm probably going to be unhappy about it, because that'll just spoil it. Then, in Weekly 20 you said that you'd like to start a new game, to make a new history, to start a new story. So my question is, would you consider doing a Let's Play on Heroes of Might and Magic 6? This is also from Wano. I know you'll say that you'll consider it, but it's a great game, and the best part is that not many people are doing Let's Plays of it. The second best part is that it only costs $29.99. I do actually own Hero 6, and I've played about 5 minutes of it. I know, it's terrible, but the reason I wouldn't do a Let's Play, and I'm just going to say straight up no, is because each mission in that game takes probably like 5 or 6 hours or something like that, and that just wouldn't be fun to watch. As for the story, it's way too spread out for someone to follow in a Let's Play. So if I had to give my opinion on something like that, I'd say it wouldn't work very well as a Let's Play. Then, what's the first game you fell in love? I'm not sure if that's with at the end. Also from 10666. I don't know. Quake 3, probably. I love Quake 3 Arena. Not so much Quake Live, if that's the question, Quake 3 Arena. I'm not even going to go into this. It is probably the best, most competitive first-person shooter in the world to this day. Super, super good. And I played too much of it. There were probably days when I played like 8 or 10 hours of Quake a day. A lot of Quake. Okay, I love Quake. Amazing game. Anyway, next. Question. This is from Paul Roos. Lumin, are you and Helene going to the Lady Gaga concert in November when she's going to be in Cape Town? No. We were actually discussing this earlier. I don't know. I don't enjoy live concerts that much. Or at least not anymore. Maybe I've outgrown it. We went to one concert and it was quite fun. But I don't know. It's not... I don't know. It's just not the kind of experience that I'm looking for right now. As for Lady Gaga, I wouldn't actually go see her live anyway. I know Linkin Park is maybe coming later in the year, or is it at the start of next year? I'm not sure. I would love to see Linkin Park, but I'm not going alone and she's not going, so we're not going. It's not a big deal. I can watch the music videos online and I'll be happy with that. I know it's not the same. Don't even say it. I know it's not. Just don't even say it. Next, from 10666 again. I think this is probably the last one from him. Well done. It's a lot of questions. Do you watch the London Olympics? If so, what sport do you watch? No. No, I don't. Refreshing. It's nice and cold. And I'm kind of losing my voice because I've been busy all day with stuff, you know, of the recording variety. But London Olympics. I enjoy gymnastics. I mean, it's fun. I wanted to see archery, but she didn't want to see archery, and then we turned it off and we watched gymnastics and weightlifting instead. And that was actually at my parents' house because we don't have a TV setup. We've got a TV set up over here, but it's connected to her PC. There's no aerial. We don't have what they call is satellite here is DSTV, and it costs too much a month. Like, for the amount of TV we'd watch, it's not worth it for us. So we don't have those channels, the ones required to watch the Olympics, so we just don't get to watch it. Maybe we'll watch it a bit next time we go to my parents', but it's not high on my list of things to do. I'm not a big sports fan. That's pretty much it. Then. Oh, there's another question about this. Also just asking, have you been watching the Olympics? This is from Airsoft Fanatic 10. I'm guessing there's been a lot of celebration over there about Chad Leclos's gold medal. Is that his name? Is his name Chad Leclos? I don't know. I watched it myself and he was amazing. He's the swimmer, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. I don't know much about this kind of thing. I just hear people talking and I see like highlight reels of it when I go to the gym or whatever. Apparently the spear throwing girl did pretty well for South Africa. I think one of the rowing teams did pretty well. I don't know who else did well. Okay. The double amputee, Blade Runner, I think that's what they call him. He did okay, especially considering what was going on with him. I don't know. I don't follow it. And thus, I don't really have much pride in what happened with the South African players or people there. participants there. But I'm glad. I'm glad that he set a new world record, I think. Something like that. And that's good. That is good. There's a lot of places to swim in South Africa, so it makes sense that the swimmers would be good. Anyway, okay. Hi. Me and my friend decided to travel from Estonia to South Africa to stay there for a few weeks. The country itself is very good looking, but there are some concerns about criminality. Some say it's worth a visit, but others say that you need to be cautious about it. As you are from South Africa, could you tell us what you think about it? This is from Boyka Forever. Honestly, I think that there should always be concerns about safety, yes, but I think that if you plan your trip properly, you don't go to dodgy places, you'll be fine. Cape Town is amazing. From Cape Town you can go to a whole bunch of amazing places. Other places that you could go would be places like the Kruger National Park, but basically what it comes down to is if you do come down here, don't wing it. Rather go on an organized thing that you've either planned out and you plan to do yourself from A to B to C, or go on like a tour or something, a little guided tour. There are lots of things like that. I went on a Kontiki tour to Europe, and they take you around to different countries. They take you to certain hotels, they let you stay there. Those are amazing. People say it's too touristy and this and that, but I honestly think that they give you a good idea of what the countries are like. They take you to the proper places that you should visit. So if you had to go to Cape Town, they'll take you to the waterfront. They'll take you to Table Mountain. They'll take you to the prison where Nelson Mandela was on Robben Island. They'll do all those things with you, and those are things that you should actually go and see. They're worth seeing. So that's my advice. Don't wing it. Don't decide that you want to live like a South African for 2 weeks and just head out on your own. That's a bad idea. So that's what I'd say. Yes, it's unsafe in certain areas, but at the same time, it can be a really cool place. And there's some really good people. I feel that Cape Townians are much more polite and friendly than Johannesburg and Durban and Pretoria folk, but that might just be me. I don't know. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from the other South Africans, I think. Anyway, next question, Matildaka. Oh, wait! We're getting to the bottom now. It's not Matildaka. I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry, Matilda. It's Matilduska. I've just got this etched into my memory. It's me saying Matildaka. Besides, I like ducks, so... Anyway. So, from Matilduska. From Matilda. How did you and Helene meet? We met at a LAN. That was it. I think we met there for the first time, yes. Or at least we met by making eye contact, I suppose. I don't know. We saw each other. We didn't really get... Yeah, we met at a LAN. That's the best way to put it, basically. I'm not going to elaborate too much on that because I've got a bunch of Helene questions here and I want to try get done before 60 minutes are up. But I'll basically tell you, we met at a LAN. We did actually chat quite a bit online. We met again a couple of times after that. One thing led to another. Here we are. There you go. So there you go. Gamers can find true love at LANs. Haha! That's another reason to get out of the house. The internet is not... I don't know. I don't want to say as sociable as LANs are, but the internet can't cater to everything. It's actually nice. I haven't been to a LAN in years, but I'm going to definitely soon organize something like invite a friend or two over. I've got a couple of friends that still play PC, and then we're gonna just play some games on a local area network. So old school. The chances are we'll end up playing games online in the same room, but that's the same. Okay, it's the same. It's like being on TeamSpeak or whatever with people. It's much more sociable. Anyway, I went off topic there. I went off topic. Now, this is too loud. I can just sense it. But it's now time for the Helene questions. These are ones that were asked at her, or people asked Helene these questions, and she typed an answer to each of them. So, for Helene, what is your favorite game and why? Or, what game are you most looking forward to that's coming out? She says, I don't have a favorite game at the moment. It used to be WoW, but I quit playing after many years. It's too much of the same thing, she says. Looking forward to Guild Wars 2 and plan on playing only that. I'm adding myself here, in brackets, and maybe a bit of Tropico. Because she's been playing that recently and she's enjoying it. So that would probably be my favorite game. Nice answer. She's very good at this because I take much longer to answer questions like that. To Helene, can you tell us something intimate about Lumin? Oh, that previous one was from an unknown caller. I don't know if she maybe removed the name of the guy, but I don't see who that was from. Anyway, unimportant. I'll put the name in the description if you want to see it. Can you tell us something intimate about Lumin? This is from Equippy Gidless? Okay. She says, he likes eating with his mouth open and having a conversation with me at the same time. I get slightly annoyed by this. I never understand a single word he says, but he still continues doing it after I tell him it's bad manners and I don't understand a damn word. That's what she says. Okay. But other people can understand me perfectly fine. Like my sister. We have conversations with food in our mouth all the time. Mouths. All the time. Full-on conversations is not even a problem. Okay, it's not that much, okay, but still. I don't know why, but my family, maybe they're just good at hearing. Or they're good at understanding the tones instead of the words, because I don't know, it's a bad habit, but I've never had people like Helene not understand what I was saying. So it's alien to me, actually. So I should actually be the one offended here. Anyway. Next. What? Oh, there's only one question left. What do you like most about Lumin? This is from Narnize. She says, his kindness. Aww. I've never met or known someone as kind as Lumin. Or the fact that he can make the most boring, tedious, or just plain, unpleasant moment or thing fun and not seem nearly as bad as it should be. Wow. Okay. She's really hyping me up here. I don't know if I'm all that, eh? But that's very nice for... Oh. That's actually really, really nice. She's actually the most kind person in the world. She's the most kind. Anyway. That's gonna be it for this episode. I've actually covered... Is that it? I've actually covered all the questions. But I will just remind you that if you want to send in a question for next week, I'm perfectly okay if every single question is about Guild Wars, because I, just a couple of minutes ago, saw, well, before recording this, saw that they announced another stress test. So you might have a lot of Guild Wars stuff to talk about. You can talk about Guild Wars, classes, locations, dynamic events, achievements, jump-in puzzles, I don't care. Forums, you can ask questions about the guild forums. You can ask questions about our plans for the guild at launch. I don't mind. I'm actually okay with it being mostly Guild Wars related, but if there are questions for Helene, fine, leave those. If there are questions for Nero, I'll get him to answer them as best he can. Or questions about anything else. Leave them as comments below, send them to talesoflumin@gmail.com, or just send them as inbox messages right here on YouTube. I apologize if I missed any messages, because I do get a lot of messages and mails and comments and stuff, and sometimes, not always, they get sort of lost in the bundle. So if I did miss yours, leave it again, and hopefully I'll get it answered next time. Also, check the guild forums out, talesoflumin.com/forums or forum. I will just warn you that the website itself, talesoflumin.com, is not finished. You'll see that, it's quite clear when you go there. There's a bunch of broken links and stuff. The shape of it, the design, layout, all that stuff is pretty final, but the content still needs to be put there, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. It'll be done before Guild Wars launches, because the forums are still in beta stages at the moment. You'll see a little under construction thing, but the talesoflumin.com website's not done yet. The forums are good enough to work right now. They're actually amazing. Check them out. I'm going to be releasing a vlog soon talking about various things. Things like why I've been so busy recently. We've actually had a bunch of birthdays. Mine's actually coming up soon. I want to talk about amnesia. I want to talk about a few other things, basically. I'll release a vlog very soon. You'll hear about all of that, so stay tuned. But, again, that's going to be it for this episode. Check back soon for more. Most importantly, though, happy leaving those questions, and happy Guild Wars 2 stress test. Because by the time this goes up, the stress test will probably be either done or just about to start. So if it's just about to start, enjoy it. If it's done, I hope you enjoyed it. Happy all those things.